Welcome to the Tiger Network, everybody, where we're bringing you coverage of Texas Lutheran University women's basketball versus Trinity University women's basketball, the Bulldogs and Tigers. I'm Reed Rosales, here to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. Not every day we get to call a game on a holiday. I'm joined by Annika Saenz, and we'll get to Caleb Reed on the floor at the first break that we can. But Annika, this is a big one. TLU, they've been kind of running the division for the most part. They've tripped up once against McMurray, but this is a tall task for the Tigers, who just lost to TLU last weekend.
It is, and I know that they're trying to turn some things around as they come into this weekend and potentially pick up another big win against Southwestern tomorrow. But everything is pretty dependent on tonight, how their tenacious energy is going to transfer from defense to offense. I'm sure they're coming off, you know, they're playing here with a little chip on their shoulder. It's senior night. Hoping to see some seniors pop off today. It should be a good night. Very rewarding, competitive for sure.
Starting lineup for the Bulldogs: Angelina Sotelo, Callista Perez, Sarahi Jones, Alexis Morado, and Kaylee Mulkey. For the Tigers, it's Josie Napoli, Kylie Minter, Bailey Timmons, Elaine King, and Natalie Greenwood. And it's going to be Jones versus King for the tip. So we are almost underway. And now we are. It was pushed forward by the Bulldogs, but Tigers get their claws on it first. Kylie Minter backing up, handing it off to Timmons, one of the seniors on the team. They work it up the horn to Minter, into Natalie Greenwood. Her shot no good. Now the Bulldogs get to advance and attempt their first offensive possession. Three is up from Jones, but no good. So 2 possessions to start, but no points to come out of either of them. The Tigers against TLU last week and got off to a bit of a slow start, and that ultimately was their downfall. So looking to get off to a better start. Napoli's shot rolls out.
I think a lot of the offense is going to be dependent on how well they can move the ball. I know the weekend before they headed to Texas Lutheran, when they played here against the Ozarks and Centenary, the ball movement was impeccable. It got at least 4 to 5 touches before a shot went up, and I really hope that's exactly what they bring here tonight, although there's a little kickball moment right there from Natalie Greenwood by one of the TLU players, but that's going to be really integral, you know. Unless you beat your man one-on-one off and you get a pretty good look to the basket, but other than that, I want to see the ball move as much as possible.
Timmons drives in, loses the ball. It's still on the floor, but picked up by Morado. They get it up front. The shot's up, but no good. Offensive board by the Bulldogs. Short jumper off the iron. Multiple shots taken, but still no points scored for either side. Napoli hands it off to Minter. She'll drive it into the near side lane. A short jumper rolls out, but offensive board. Napoli puts up a 3. No good, but another offensive board and an and one for Elaine King. It took a bunch of shots, but finally points on the board for the Tigers.
Good job by Elaine King, recognizing that she was going to go up at that moment. It's also an emphatic start to the game in and one. See if she can finish off this little 3-point play.
Texas Lutheran, they've been kind of lurking in the receiving votes category for the D3 Hoops Top 25 for a couple of weeks. No votes received this week, but they've been in everything, the other polls up to this point. Bulldogs having a bit of difficulties getting it across. It's tipped up, but punched up. It's still tipped up. Great job by the Bulldogs. They get points out of it.
Right there, just put Elaine King in a pretty bad situation. It was virtually 3-on-1 in that last scenario.
They made it a bit of a height contest and punched it up to where 3 Bulldogs were. Timmons, surrounded by Bulldogs, has to go to Elaine King. Minter shovels it in to Natalie Greenwood, trying to spin around. Finds King, and King scores.
Wow. Elaine King's kind of a quiet player, but tonight she's kind of showing up early. It's what they need her to do, especially when she's in good opportune moments. I know that they're pretty, or TLU is being pretty aggressive right now off the traps. If they find anybody in the low block position or anywhere near the sidelines, they're trapping pretty much automatically.
Ball taken away by the Tigers. It's another TLU turnover. Trinity looking to get some payback. Minter, top of the key. Long pass to Timmons, driving in. No good, it's loose. Foul will be called. Called on King. 7:03 to go in the first quarter. An interesting scheduling quirk this year for both sides, where last week you play each other, this week you play each other.
It's good. It's a bit of a, I feel like it's a mental challenge for sure. And then it also is a moment for a coaching one-on-one, you know, battle of the minds, how you're going to scout each other coming out of it and potentially, you know, make adjustments.
Stoppage in play. So we await the throw in by Kaylee Mulkey. Mulkey gets it in. She'll go down as one of the most decorated players in TLU history, that's for sure. The drive-in ball is lost. It'll be Tiger ball, another TLU turnover. And Mulkey trying to hype up her team that's getting off to a bit of a slow start. Timmons gets it across the timeline. Trying to beat Mulkey. Unable to shake her. Trying to hand it off to Minter, but the ball is lost. She gets bodied out of the way. The Bulldogs put it up, but don't get it. That feels like a shot you have to make, but Sotelo just a bit of a rough angle. Ball nearly lost again in the hands of Napoli. They find Timmons. She's open for a three, but off the back of the iron.
Yeah, that looked like that was going to be Trinity ball. There was good ball movement, although the shot did not go in by Timmons. It was a really great idea for Josie Napoli to hit the inside of the paint, grab two defenders, and then find a little kickback moment for Bailey Timmons. I'd like to see more of that today, especially because they're trapping so hard.
Timmons contested shot doesn't go, but Greenwood with the offensive board doesn't get it. A second chance, and she's got the points. Natalie Greenwood puts the Tigers up 7-2. And now driving quick are the Bulldogs. It's put up. Foul will be called.
It's felt like a lot of offense has kind of been based off of transition and second chance opportunities within these first, 4 minutes. It's going to be pretty big. Obviously, Trinity picks up their second foul. I don't remember the foul count when they were at TLU, do you recall? Or if it went into bonus pretty early, or was it average?
Pretty sure it was an average Tiger performance.
Yeah.
TLU won the game 71-78. Outscored the Tigers 23-10 in the first quarter, but that just broke a scoring drought for the Bulldogs that lasted about 2 minutes. Foul count for that game for the Tigers was 19 versus 19 for both sides. So equally fouled.
Yeah, it's going to be quarters like that last game against TLU. And there was, I can't remember which game it was, but we called it here at home. The Tigers just came out.
The Ozarks.
Yes, it was. They came out, it was like a 22 versus 3 game. It was kind of crazy. I feel like that just kind of paralleled the TLU game first quarter.
Some subs coming on. Zaria Solis on the court for the Bulldogs. That's number 33. Get the ball in. Also on the court is Lauren Sansano. Minter shot is up, and it is swished in.
Some fancy footwork by Kylie Minter.
And the Tigers are being aggressive up front. They're not making it easy for the Bulldogs. Centeno gets it across the timeline, though. They find the corner. 3 is up and in.
That'll be a hard 2.
Oh, two is
be
in.
a hard
9
2,
to 5.
yeah.
Just one step in.
That's like the hardest shot you can take in college basketball, or just in basketball in general.
As an announcer, you always want it to be a 3 because it's
You
tight.
do.
Ball is lost. 1v1 up front, but they'll just let the Bulldogs get the points. Sotelo scores. Napoli kind of pulled away last moment. Sotelo makes it a 9-7 ball game. Timmons finds Greenwood, who gets blocked by Solis, one of the TLU volleyball players as well. And her height proves it, that's for sure. 6'3" freshman.
We love to see a dual sport athlete, especially when the two kind of coincide together block-wise.
Looking for an open player. They get it to Sotelo. The jumper's up, but no good. Timmons with the board. Shot is up, but still 9-7 ball game. And here come the Bulldogs. Falls down. The Tiger ball.
That was a little bit of an unorthodox possession. It felt like the ball has just been moving so much. We barely hit a media timeout right now after stoppage of the ball.
I think that was Mulkey who wanted maybe a trip call or some sort of foul. But not gonna get it.
No.
9-7.
I don't know what the turnover count. There we go. Turnover count's pretty even right now. I don't know why it just feels like the Tigers are leading in turnover count right now, but I feel like value of possession isn't what it needs to be right now, especially when you are coming down the court and potentially shooting not the best shot. I know that, yeah, in order for them to, get some good offense, they got to start with some good defense, and that's getting stops like we just had right now with Mulkey kind of just going out of bounds. So they can convert on a lot of these stops, and we'll see a couple of these links, potentially garner a lead.
Looking to be more of a lower scoring game than the one up in Seguin was. It was low scoring 2 years ago. Maggie Robbins had that shot.
Oh, yeah.
near the buzzer to pull away.
It was the layup,
end.
I recall. Yeah. That was also a game, I think it was headed into halftime. I'm dating myself. This is headed into halftime. I think Ashlyn Milton, if she's ever listening to this, gave me the worst pass you can think of. I was on that right wing, and then I shot it, and it was a bank shot, and it went in, and I kind of gave a little flamboyant back pedal, and they ended up counting it. But I distinctly remember that game for sure, and I remember Maggie Robbins came around. Oh, yeah, good steal by her.
Napoli drives and scores. That was a lot of traffic in her way, but Josie Napoli, she just doesn't care sometimes.
No, and it was good. I mean, it was good recognition. Good recognition. We have some subs on the floor right now, too. Sky O'Rourke, excuse me, and Libby Savageau and Ivory Scott making their way onto the court. 2-point
shot goes for Mulkey. That's two very long twos for the Bulldogs. Savageau giving it up to Scott. Scott trying to find someone inside. Instead, have to defer it to somewhere else. Can't find anybody. Now Savageau loses the ball. Picked up by the Bulldogs. A long throw. They got Mulkey up front, and she scores.
That's just pretty transition. It was a beautiful football pass with the left hand, I might add.
It's a tie game, 11-11. Savageau takes the three, and she gets it. There goes the freshman again.
Wow, that's just a shooter's edge. She knew she was open, hand down, man down. Sadae Jones was a little below the three-point line. And if I'm guarding Livy Savageau, I'm definitely up there making her dribble herself off the line.
Foul will be called.
I love that. That's just confidence. That is just confidence.
So now subs coming in. So Jivy Caceres coming in, along with Ivy Meharry. So 2 first years in for the Tigers. Jones handing it off to Juliana Tapia. New face in for the Bulldogs. Going to her right is Morado near the elbow. The shot's up, but doesn't go. Board by O'Rourke. 14-11, Tigers wanting to keep the lead. Caceres to her left, gets it to Mary. Now back to Savageau. Her three is up and in. The freshman did it again.
Wow. I mean, I can't even say much besides, it's just confidence. Her feet were set. She knew what was going to happen.
And the ball on the inbound attempt is going to be called a jump ball. So Bulldogs will maintain possession. That Tiger defense is coming in now. New face on the court for the Bulldogs. It's Juliet Martinez, senior from San Antonio, so a homecoming game. Homecoming game for a lot of these Bulldogs players. Juliana Tapia, Calista Perez, Juliet Martinez, and Hannah Gallegos, all from San Antonio.
It really is a homecoming for more than one person here.
Ball's up. The shot doesn't go, but another shot, no good either. It's going to be Tiger ball.
Looks a little bit like a hot potato for a second there.
It's one of those balls where like, I don't know who touched it last.
I know. I'm going to flip a coin. If I was a ref, I'd flip a coin. The world should be happy I'm not a ref. I'm a terrible ref. I do some of the Spurs youth camps, and anytime I'm the ref, I always get complaints. So I can only imagine what the stakes are like at a caliber like this. And beyond that, no, I couldn't do it.
Scott gets it into Caceres. Now to Scott again. Savaggio, another three is up and in!
Oh my gosh.
3 threes for Savaggio. 20-11, Tigers are up.
I don't know if anybody saw that. Maybe the camera picked it up, but all the parents here in this little section just stood up. It's pretty awesome.
Deep shot doesn't go for Jones. Tigers are breaking the defense, but Caceres bumping into one of the Bulldogs players, Jones specifically. Jones kicks it out. Martinez's three is up and good. TLU responds, but they're still down by 6. Scott driving and driving. Get it to Savaggio. Another three is up. Didn't go, but it wouldn't have counted anyways.
It's going to be a foul charged. I didn't remember who they're going to clock it on. That was going to be on Ivory Scott. She was giving the pass to Livy Savaggio. Just couldn't stop her body in time.
Get the ball in to the Bulldogs. A lot of throwing going on. Savaggio, only one up front, but again, Perez scores. Quick transition plays, 20-16. No shot clock.
I don't know if our stat sheet will show right now transition points. I'm going to look at that later, probably headed into the half.
Foul will be called.
Just feels like a lot of the TLU offense is just going to be generated off of transition.
A TLU 9 points off of turnovers. Back on the court is Alexis Morado. Libby Savaggio to shoot some free throws for the Tigers. First one is smooth as butter.
It's a quick 10 points right there.
Yeah, seriously. 3 for 3, all from downtown. Second one doesn't go, but the Tigers get the board. O'Rourke gets it to Scott. Now to Savaggio. They find Caceres in the corner. It's up, but no good. And that'll be it for the first quarter.
No complaints there for that last offensive possession. It made its way around the horn. Great job by Sky O'Rourke, recognizing that she could drive along that baseline, hit Ivory Scott, obviously hit Livy Savaggio, have a 2-on-1 situation. It just didn't go down, but I thought that was a beautiful way to end out that quarter.
Very impressive first quarter. We'll send it down to Caleb Reed, who has the sideline report for us. What did you see in that first quarter, Caleb?
Well, guys, first off, happy Valentine's Day to you guys up there in the booth, as well as everybody back at home. Always great to be playing a game on a holiday, as you said, Reed, at the start of the broadcast. During the first media timeout, I kind of got to listen in to Coach Cameron Hill on the sideline, just kind of listen to what he had to say. First off, he said the pace is fine. This offensive pace is great. However, every time that we drive, they are playing incredibly physical. We need to be smart with our passes, particularly whenever we go back outside. We can't afford turnovers. Also, on top of that, TLU is playing a very, very stout defense tonight. Coach Hill said, hey guys, as soon as you catch it outside, you need to take the shot. That's what Savaggio was able to do, able to go 3 for 3 from outside earlier. Very, very quick release off of the 3 shot. And guys, so far Trinity hoping to continue extending that lead.
Thank you, Caleb. 21-16 as we head into the second quarter. You know, calling games on holidays is always fun. We had a softball series, not last year, but 2 years ago, April Fool's weekend, and one of the articles was, no joke,
Yeah.
Tigers beat Crusaders.
I'm sure you have a couple Valentine's Day jokes up your sleeve that you're probably going to bring out later.
Ball is lost. Natalie Greenwood diving on it. It's going to be Bulldog ball. Not quite sure how that happened.
Know. Kylie Minter kind of had like a little behind the back pass. I don't know if it was just, she just lost the ball for a second, but I don't know. It's just a little unfortunate.
Bulldogs driving down. Handing it off. Now down. 3 is up from the center, and that one doesn't go.
They're calling on the floor.
On the floor.
I don't know who they're going to clock that one on. Oh, it's going to be on TLU. It's going to be on number 5, Juliet Martinez. Probably from the box out.
Still 21-16. Napoli, Minter, Timmons, King, Greenwood back on the court for the Tigers. It's Tapia, Perez, Martinez. Number 22, Emerald St. Laurent. Or St. Laurent. My apologies. Want to get that pronunciation right because it's fun.
Yeah.
Greenwood kicks it out. Travel's going to get called. Greenwood doesn't understand, but turnover again.
I feel like right now the Tigers are getting a little lucky that TLU's not converting on a lot of these turnovers.
Bulldogs driving. Find a player in the corner. That's Tapia. Inside, St. Laurent can't get it, but it's saved, but saved to the Tigers, so they get the ball back. Minter, some fancy dribbles, but in the hands of St. Laurent. 21-16. Bulldogs trying to get the lead, or get closer to it at least. Foul will be called. Juliana Tapia will head to the line. 21-16.
Have the potential to make it a 3-point game.
First free throw doesn't go. Tapia, the senior out of San Antonio. Like we've said multiple times, homecoming for a lot of these players. Seems like a good pipeline city, San Antonio to Seguin.
It is. I mean, there's great basketball players that come out of this city, and it's nice to see when they go play ball close by.
Minter looking left and right, goes to her right to Timmons. Timmons drives, she finds a lane but gets blocked. 21-17. But the ball taken away by Timmons, making up for the slight mistake and gets fouled. Call that one on St. Laurent. Another big player for TLU, 6'2" junior out of the Woodlands. Couple of tall players on this TLU squad.
Oh, yeah.
Very rare that we see players as tall or taller than Natalie Greenwood.
And then Colorado player, what's her name?
Zoe Tomlinson.
Zoe Tomlinson, yeah.
Zoe Tomlinson, who became the all-time conference rebounder. Has that title under her belt now. 21-17 still, but it'll be Tiger to inbound.
It's the 3rd foul that they pick up for this quarter.
So the Tigers get sent to the line quicker than they did in the first, where neither side entered the bonus.
Defensive intensity is definitely picking up for everybody. So you just see a kick ball coming from Juliana Tapia.
That might have just been a lack of time left kind of thing. It's a safe fire bet.
Yeah.
Running out of time, just throw it off their foot. Napoli, she receives the inbounds pass, working it up. Big heave. It's going to be a foul. So another, 4 fouls now on TLU. One more, and Tigers are just going to be heading to the line every time.
I mean, it's great recognition. Josie Napoli came off of, I mean, it's not a stagger because it's not off the ball, but came off of 2 really hard screens. Saw that her defender was on her hip, took it. Thought it was a great idea to go, inside hand finish. Headed to the line.
We'll get into Josie Napoli and Bailey Timmons more tomorrow during senior night.
Oh, you're right. Today's not senior night. Tomorrow's senior night.
Tomorrow's senior night.
There we go.
Today will be Stashy Friday for the men, though, against TLU.
Yeah.
Always one of my favorite traditions.
I had Jacob Harvey in class. When was it? It was on Wednesday. And I saw that he was growing out the stash, and they were talking about how all of them were going to go get Just for Men. And they were going to start dyeing their mustaches more than a day before the day of, because I know in the past that they've dyed their mustaches. We got a lot of blondies on the team. So they dye it like day of the game, and it never works out. So they decided to do it a couple days earlier. But yeah, definitely Stashy Friday.
3 is up, but no good. St. Laurent had the ball, but got swatted out of her hands by Minter. Another 3 attempt doesn't go. Offensive board again. The 3rd shot, no good, but another offensive board. A 4th shot comes. That doesn't go. Ball is out. A bunch of Bulldogs ram into the wall. But they both seem to be okay.
Great hustle.
22-17. But one of the origin stories of the Bulldog name is when the coach is telling the players to be tenacious like Bulldogs. And I think that was a perfect representation of Bulldog tenacity right there.
I mean, it was, and it just shows you how willing they are to go to the extra mile to get the ball or to gain an extra possession, even when you've already had 4 shots go up. I mean, it shows a lot.
Bulldogs players remind me of Jenna Rodriguez.
Yeah.
She'd go through the bench sometimes.
I remember there was one game that I was here this past season where she did just bully her way through those chairs, and she was left with a heinous bruise all across her right thigh or something. And I remember seeing her in class and going, what in your right mind made you do that?
Offensive foul called. Bulldog bench explodes. Savageau will be tagged with it. Another turnover by the Tigers. A slow going first is followed by a slow going second. Of course, things started to heat up near the end of that first quarter. Long 2, no good. Someone had to get a hand on that one, but St. Laurent gets 2 points on the second chance.
Yeah, that was definitely a tip.
Minter and the Tigers trying to extend their lead. That is whittled down to only 3. King handing off to Savageau. Savageau, it's going to be a foul away from the play.
That one's going to be on Tapia. I think as Elaine King was trying to set the screen, she got a little overzealous, maybe a little too physical. She was trying to get over it or under it. That's going to put King at the line.
King will take some free throws. It'll be 6:28 left in the second quarter. Elaine King had the and 1 earlier.
She had a quick 5 points, too. See Skyer Work checking in at the table, as well as, I think that's Moronado.
High arcing free throws.
No, that's Mulkey, excuse me. Now Rourke will come in for Greenwood, who just had a birthday yesterday. Happy belated birthday to Miss Natalie Greenwood.
Bulldogs. It's technically a 1-possession game. The 4-point play we've seen happen a couple of times. That shot doesn't go. Offensive board by the Bulldogs. They've been doing really good at crashing the boards, getting those loose balls.
And you know what's crazy? It's usually the shooter that's getting these balls because they're just following their shot.
Yeah, head coach for the Bulldogs, Troy Patterson, has done a phenomenal job with this program over the past 4 years. They have just been getting better and better and better. And it feels, this season kind of feels like the we have arrived season for TLU.
It just feels right now that a lot of the players are sinking on the right level. They know that they're headed in the right direction, and they know that they're very capable of, getting a conference title, whether at the tournament level or outright, just regular conference title. Also, great backdoor by Skyer Rourke finishing it off. But yeah, I mean, it just does seem like they're all on the same level right now, and they're looking to continue going full head of steam and in, this conference.
So Tigers in the bonus now with about 5 minutes to go. So any foul sends them to the line. St. Laurent will get fouled. She'll head to the line.
It's one of those rare fouls by Elaine King. Usually she's pretty good at staying within that vertical position. I know that she swatted at it a little bit, but that's so hard whenever, who's at the line?
Is St. Laurent.
Yeah.
6 foot.
6'2".
Yeah, St. Laurent.
It's just hard too whenever you're, I honestly think post players have one of the hardest jobs because you're fighting for position, you know, right from the start. And it's difficult when you have a player that's, you know, good at fighting for position, getting her back to the basket and making sure that, you know, she has a clear path on that right block.
First free throw missed by St. Laurent. Second one is good. 25-20. Bulldogs sending some players up front, but the Tigers able to get past the defense, but it's punched away from Minter. Turnover by the Tigers. And here come the Bulldogs yet again. Smooth moves. Foul will be called. Tigers will be heading to the line.
That'll be Elaine King, right? If not Ivory Scott. Yeah, it's Elaine King. I actually went to the, this past weekend, I saw the UT, women's UT versus South Carolina game, which was an absolutely amazing game. And obviously it was a good upset, UT winning. And I was sitting right behind a woman who, I didn't see her credentials, but said that she was a ref. And she said that there is actually no play called in ref terminology and over the back, but rather a push from the back, considering that you're just displacing the player in front of you, which I thought was kind of interesting. And I kept that one in my noggin, which is why I'm giving you this information now. But I thought that was cool.
No free throws for Elaine King go in on that trip. Still 25-20. Bulldogs trying to stop trailing to get the lead. Right now, 10 seconds on the shot clock as the Tiger defense being pretty stout. Solis scores.
Wow.
They got it to her. And she didn't have anybody who quite matched her height next to her.
That was a beautiful shuffle pass. It's textbook.
Rourke kicks it out to Scott. Ivory Scott's three is up. No good. 3-point game. It's punched away by Elaine King. It's still loose. Who has it?
Ooh.
Bulldog ball.
That's one of those, as me as a ref would have flipped a coin. I would have thought that it would have been Tiger possession, considering that the Bulldogs had pretty much garnered it, and I thought that they had kicked it out. But whatever the ref says.
Still an interesting game here in Calgary Gym, 25-22. We'll send it down to Caleb Reed. Caleb, what are you seeing here in the middle of the second quarter?
Well, it isn't really so much what I'm seeing, but what I already have seen. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a flashback real quick. Last year, January 20th, 2024, these two teams played here in Calgary for the, of course, conference typical matchup between these two teams. Trinity won that game 70-59, but I want to kind of highlight it, or kind of highlight an interesting trend. Last year, it was another first-year Tiger who really made her mark, not only on the team, but also on the game. Kylie Minter, she led the team, was second on the team with 19 points. She went 5 from 7 from 3, seemed to hit basically everything in the fourth quarter. I believe the call was she can't miss. And this year she actually leads the team in terms of points per game, averaging 17.4. And so guys, for Livy, who knows? Sky's the limit for next year.
Thank you, Caleb. Under 5 minutes to go. 25-22, Savageau on the floor, looking to get some sort of shot off.
She's been one of those players this year that I've just enjoyed watching, especially near the ending seconds of every quarter, since she's had a couple of those buzzer beaters.
Contested three goes. Lauren Sansano makes it a 25-25 game. And the ball just turned over by the Tigers. That was too easy for Kaylee Mulkey. That TLU defense giving off some waves of the Tiger teams of yesteryear.
And it's really interesting, too, because the TLU defense doesn't specifically look like a regular press. It really is just a, oh my God, an and one. It really just is a hyper intense man. They're just picking up full court. That's what it is. It's not like they're specifically trapping on any given moment in time or that they have a specific strategy. They're just reading really well. And I think the Tigers need to do a better job at not just looking at the person that they're passing to, because you're just gauging. And then the Bulldogs are really just reading your eyes.
How quick the tables have turned here in Calgard as the Bulldogs get 5 points for the lead. In very quick time, a 10-0 run in the past 2 minutes. Tigers have kind of been stuck in the mud, but that will certainly help. 2-minute scoring drought broken by Kylie Minter. Very much needed for the Tigers.
Kylie thought about it for a second. She was like a split second late.
Ball is tipped up, it's loose, and it will not be called an over and back. 3 is up, and good! Bulldogs go up by 6. The Tiger faithful wanted the over and back. They didn't get it, so TLU just takes the 3. O'Rourke drives in the outside lane. Easy points. She just came to a complete stop.
Good textbook play, high IQ. Knew that her defender was going to come in hot trying to block it. Good jump stop.
Bulldogs lose the ball, punched away, but Savageau can't keep a handle on it. Thrown up for Solis. Up against King, it doesn't go. But an offensive board, and that goes. Even when they miss, they don't miss. Sarahi Jones makes it 35-29. Ball lost again. It'll be a jump ball. Right now, though, the Tigers just cannot keep a handle on it.
No. Josie Napoli telling her teammates to calm down a little bit. It's one of those possessions right now, one of those moments in the game where it just feels like the ball is just not in control. But I don't know what it is. I think TLU, even throughout the course of their season, has just had a knack for it. Every shot that goes up on the offensive possession, there's at least 2 Bulldogs that are surrounding it.
Bulldogs trying to get it in. Took quite a bit of time, but they do find a player. And the ball nearly lost again, but instead some good movement to break free from those Tiger defenders. Almost 2 minutes left here in the half. Zaria Solis gets the points.
Wow.
She is unstoppable.
That also just looked like a textbook pick and roll.
Napoli driving, stops. Tigers trying to get some look. Napoli trying to take it herself, gets it to O'Rourke. She had to corral it. Pass was strong. O'Rourke.
And one.
Get the
they
and
better
one.
call it, yeah.
Bulldogs wanted a charge. They all emphatically pointed, so for a moment I was like, nope.
Great take by Sky O'Rourke. Trying to give her teammates a little bit of a boost. She could potentially make it a 5-point game, headed into the last minute and 36 seconds of this quarter. I feel like the clock has moved so fast. Is that just me? I don't know.
It has been a quick game.
Yeah.
We haven't had any stoppages of play.
All timeouts are still there?
Yeah, other than the media timeouts. Coach Patterson talking with one of the officials, letting his grievances be known.
A laundry list, I'm sure.
Bulldogs driving again. 3 is up, and Mulkey did it. Kaylee Mulkey,
wow.
the senior out of New Braunfels, one of the highest scoring players in TLU history, gets the triple. Napoli pulls up, can't score. Greenwood gets the board. Trying to find somebody, just hits it off a Bulldog. I think very wise by Natalie Greenwood. She didn't really have much where to go.
Well, she stopped the ball. Well, she stopped dribbling in a pretty inopportune spot. But smart play. 17 seconds left on the shot clock.
Trying to find Timmons. Said Natalie Greenwood near the far corner. Now to Minter. Turnaround jumper doesn't go, but offensive board by Sky O'Rourke. Minter shoots the three, and she scores the three.
Wow.
It is 35-40. Tigers still down by 5.
This feels like one of those moments where you're slowly waking a beast. I think Kylie Minter is feeling it a little bit.
Tigers need a stop here. And a lot of aggression up front. They get it to St. Laurent. Mulkey drives in, goes up against Greenwood. The shot doesn't go, but she gets her own miss. And they find an open player, but she drives in. Centano back out. St. Laurent shot up, no good. No shot clock remaining. Sure, the Tigers would like to go into the locker room with some momentum. Minter thought about taking the three, but instead thought better of it. Timmons works to her left.
They're calling on the floor. I don't know if that's going to be on number 4. That's be Bettis. I don't recall where she was on the floor, but that'll send Timmons to the line. Did they just, who they called that on? Because
I saw 4 too.
But Bettis just entered the game, so I don't know who they called that on. They're going to do a recall.
Looks like they called it on Sansano.
Okay, there we go. That makes more sense. I was like, she was the one that was guarding, and I thought tried to do a little pickpocket. Yeah, that'll be Sansano.
Yeah. So some free throws for Bailey Timmons. Tigers have had a tough time at the charity stripe today. 5 for 10 as a collective. Bailey Timmons, this is her first trip.
There we go.
Takes the first one opportunity to make it a 3-point game. And they're not going to let Savageau come on just yet. Of course, they want to get Savageau on because she's had a couple of buzzer beaters this year, and she can work quick, too.
She can. Good time recognition, spatial recognition on the floor specifically.
So
Let's see what she can do with 11.8 seconds.
That's going to be interesting. The Tigers are all on the Bulldog side of the court, so they are going for that steal. Bulldogs get it in. No shot clock, of course. Across the timeline, Mulkey, surrounded by Tigers, loses the ball for just a moment. Thrown up, it's tipped up. It'll be a Bulldog ball. 0.1 seconds left. You know, I'm not one to doubt here, but a shot in 0.1 seconds seems.
No, I think you can doubt. I think you can. Legally, it can only be a tip.
It's thrown up, but buzzer sounded. But a very entertaining first half.
It has been.
40-37, TLU up, but it is certainly anybody's game. Tigers outscore the Bulldogs 21-16 in the first quarter, so TLU responds by outscoring them 24-16 in the second to take the 3-point gap. Right now, Livy Savageau still the leader in points with 10. Natalie Greenwood, 6 rebounds. Kaylee Mulkey leads in points with 13. And Angelina Sotelo, 6 assists already.
Yeah. It's good at finding your teammates. I think right now we're looking at the board or your screen. The turnover count is just really hurting the Tigers right now, especially when you talk about such a close deficit of 3 points. A lot of that is coming off of transition, just not taking care of the ball. I know that players like Kylie Minter and Josie Napoli, they're really eager to start something early, but if you get some motion going on offense, you wear out the defense, and they're not as eager, to take a steal anytime that they can. But I think coming out of this, half, Coach Cameron Hill may just emphasize that we just need to take care of the ball point blank period. So, I mean, that's what I specifically see. Everything will fall into place, whether that be free throw percentage, shots are going to go up. It just is what it is. You just got to take care of the ball.
Well, please stay tuned for the second half. I don't know how you wouldn't be tuned in for the second half after an entertaining first half. But stay tuned on the Tiger Network because I'm sure the finish is going to be exciting like it usually is in these TLU Trinity games. Welcome back to the Tiger Network. 40-37, the Bulldogs lead. They're both trying to get the W column as their Valentine today. They have to do battle for the affection of the W column.
I want you to keep going with all these little Valentine's Day jokes. See how many you can get in.
Timmons will get the ball in. Looks like the main target's going to be Minter. Same starters for both sides coming into the second half. Tigers down by 3. It is anybody's game in Calguard. Minter going left and right, trying to dodge Sotelo. Napoli at the straightaway, now drives in. Far side lane, it's up and in. 1 point game now. The Bulldogs, very strong first half. Both sides had strong first halves. They had a particularly strong second quarter, and that continues. Sorry, Jones.
I played against Sarai in high school. I think she came from Los Fresnos, but cool player. She's pretty much known for that little short corner mid-range jumper.
A lot of whistles going on. Jump ball. So Bulldogs will get it back.
Yeah.
Again, the turnover margin has kind of increased. 14 turnovers by the Tigers, 8 by the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have turned the now 15 turnovers by the Tigers into 17 points. Meanwhile, the Tigers only getting 5 points off of Bulldog turnovers. So a bit of a gap in that stat.
Yeah, definite point of emphasis. And I'm sure it's something that the Bulldogs want to continue as they head into the beginning of this second half.
Jones, the top of the arc, then a couple steps away from it, hands it to Alexis Moreto. Going in and out, nice pass. Bulldogs trying to find an open shot. They just have to take the 3. No good, but offensive board. It'll stay Bulldog ball. Napoli just couldn't get a handle on it. And in came Kaylee Mulkey, such a smart senior from New Braunfels. High IQ plays all around. She finds Callista Perez. Left and right, now back to Angelina Sotelo. A lot of assists for Sotelo in the first half. Straight away, 3 is good.
Wow, great recognition. Who is that? Was that Morado?
I believe it was.
Yeah, it was Morado. Great recognition. She saw that Elaine King was there to help. And then obviously below the free throw line to stop. I think that was Mulkey who was headed into the paint. And yeah, it was a lot of distance. Good shot.
The Bulldogs really attacking the blind spots of the Tigers. A lot of punches of the ball from behind the Trinity players. Just don't see that one coming most of the time. King gonna get to Napoli. Napoli top of the key, under 10 seconds. Timmons, corner 3 is up. Very high arcing, no good though, but Natalie Greenwood, offensive board, looking for anybody to get it back out. Napoli, right to left with Perez, drives in, throws it up, and it spins in. Tigers get it to 41-45. Tigers heating up, but Bulldogs looking to respond. Smart play by Mulkey. All eyes were on her. First shot doesn't go. This will be blown.
Wow. I wanted to be called an Elaine King when it looked like she was the one that boxed out first. That's going to end up being her 3rd foul. But I don't recall who she was boxing out who inevitably got the ball, but I'm sure there's a couple drills that Coach Patterson probably emphasizes in practice about getting behind or getting around someone that's trying to block you out, as they are pretty tenacious with offensive rebounds.
Bulldogs trying to get points out of this possession. 2 would be up and no good for Jones. Foot was on the line on the shot. 41-45. Napoli to King near the top of the key, trying to muscle her way in, gets it to Greenwood, but the shot just overshot. The play that the Tigers have liked to run now in recent history. The King to Greenwood connection.
Oof, great block.
See if the Tigers can turn it into points. Timmons in the paint, kicks it back out. Minter's got an open look, but no good. It's gonna be Tiger ball still. Went off of Sotelo. And Juliana Tapia kind of limping around a little bit. Savaggio will come on the court. Tapia will stay in. The official will talk with head coach Patterson. No substitution on the way. Minter looks for Napoli. She finds her. Kicked out. Timmons open look. No good. Too strong. 45-41. Ball is lost.
Ugh.
But foul's going to get called.
It's one of those moments, just as a Trinity fan, where you just want to see a breakaway after a good little pick.
A couple of fouls now committed by TLU. That one on Morado. Yeah, it's a bit of a momentum killer. You get the steal, then everybody has to stop because you think you get the breakaway, but nope, called the foul. Savaggio at the straightaway. To the left to Timmons, to Minter. Minter's corner three is good.
Perfect timing.
1 point gap between Bulldogs and Tigers. The battle between the cats and dogs of the conference. Who comes out victorious in this one? Great play by Angelina Sotelo, junior from San Marcos. It's a 3 point gap. Timmons left and right. Napoli thought about the three, but will drive it in instead. Kicked to Minter. Corner three is up. Bounced up. No good. 3 point gap. Tigers trying to do the same thing the Bulldogs have been doing. Get the punch from behind. Three does not go. It's tipped up. Timmons comes away with it. Slows it down to get to Minter. Trying to get it to Greenwood, but I don't think Greenwood was quite ready.
No.
A little lapse in communication between the two.
Really feels right now that the Tigers and the Bulldogs are going tit for tat, whether that's 3 point attempt for 3 point attempt or turnover after turnover. This is the most parallel of a game that you can probably get.
44-47. Still Bulldog advantage. They're moving quick. Nice pass inside to Mulkey, and she finishes it off. But that assist down for Sotelo. That was beautiful.
It was. And I think after seeing Mulkey play for a couple years now, she just has great ball control and great body movement. You know, underneath the basket, knows where she's at all times, good at putting her defender on her hip. She's been fun to see.
On the floor foul.
That one looks like it's going to be on Sarai Jones. They may call it, yeah, they're going to call it on number 21.
Number 21, Sarai Jones. The second team foul, number 2. And the Tigers will
Second foul on Jones. Both sides will head to their bench for our media timeout. So we will send things down.
Bailey Timmons' birthday? Is that what I just heard? Let me go check. I'm going to go check their socials.
Well, right now we'll send it down to Caleb Reed. Caleb, what are you seeing at the beginning of this second half?
The second half, I got to talk with assistant head coach John Franklin, and I asked him 3 questions. First off, towards the end of the second half, the offense kind of cooled down. I asked what the coaches kind of talked about in the locker room to try and reignite the fire a little bit. Coach Franklin said with TOU's pressure, they just really need to kind of mentally slow down, but physically speed up. The ball needs to be coming out a lot faster, but also they need to be trusting their passes, trusting each other, don't need to wait on people to establish their shots. Trinity has the shooters to be able to basically fire from the hip. They need to start doing that more. Also, talking about TOU's physical defense some more. Trinity needs to start matching TOU's physicality, especially down low in the paint. That's going to be big. in this second half. And then finally, whenever talking about Lily Savageau, I asked what's going to impress this staff the most, and he just said her work ethic. She's always in, always ready, and always good to go.
Thank you, Caleb. 49-44 as we come out of the media timeout. I was looking to see what TLU's record for most assists in a single game is, since Sotelo already has 7. I don't think she's going to get it. 16 is the record. Lisa Mazur versus Dustin Tillotson. 1989, the 1990 season that happened.
That may stay for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it stayed for this long, right?
Yeah.
Tigers get it in. Greenwood to Sky O'Rourke. Shoveled to Minter. Her shot no good, but she gets her own miss. Spinning around, back out to O'Rourke in the paint. Splashing around. It's up, no good. The tip was up and up, but Bulldogs come away with it. Big stop for TLU. The Tigers are getting chilly from the floor. 1 for their last 8. Straightaway 3, almost in, but rolls out. Another offensive board for the Bulldogs. They chuck another one. That doesn't go.
That one's definitely going to be a push, probably on Natalie Greenwood that they're going to call it. Oh, they actually called that one on Josie Napoli. Wow, okay. But nonetheless, foul on the Tigers. It really is going to be a point of emphasis, especially if they want to finish out the rest of these 4 minutes and head into the fourth quarter. You have to box out, especially people that are in the paint. You see this right here. Actually, you're not going to see it on the screen, but right before that, when the shot went up, a couple of the Tiger players within the paint neglected to, box a couple of those black jerseys out.
Zaria Solis coming in for the Bulldogs. Do some nice handoffs. Centeno puts up a shot, but boarded by Natalie Greenwood. Another scoring drop for the Tigers in this quarter. Mentor kicks it to Savageau. Can she break it? Not quite. Tigers will have to wait a little bit longer. But I don't know how much they can afford to wait on that front. Shot is up, and it goes in. Kaylee Mulkey, once again, 17 points for her now.
She's got a soft touch. It hit every part of that rim.
Casares tries it herself, but the ball didn't get the height that it needed. But quick takeaway by Minter on the inbound. Doesn't get it. And once again, it's picked up by the Bulldogs. Chucks it to Solis, only Savageau up front. She forces her to defer it. Long pass. But that Centeno was going to take the 3, but instead she'll just get fouled. Again, it's those little things, those takeaway layups that you miss that really start to feel big as the game goes on. Elaine King and Bailey Timmons check back in. 3-minute scoring drop for the Tigers now.
I really don't think it's anything too worrisome. But if they want to see anything come through, especially within this fourth quarter, they're going to have to string together a couple stops. And obviously, honestly, if they don't get, 2 or 3 consecutive, good shots at the basket or conversions, it's going to be a little difficult.
O'Rourke handling the ball. It's off to Casares. Top of the key, back out to Timmons. Timmons near the elbow, back out to Savageau. Tigers trying to find an open shot. Having some difficulties with it right now. They get Timmons on the near side. Thrown into Casares, but we beat Tiger ball. Just a bit too much height around Jivy there. Jivy will try to find one of her teammates. Hits off the back of Jones. Tigers score. Bit of an odd way to end the scoring drought.
Hey, it was a good floater by Bailey Timmons. A score is a score.
Tigers turned what could have been a slight disaster into points, but TLU responds immediately.
Wow.
They have not been slowing down at all. O'Rourke finds Savageau. Her 3 is up and good! And 1! 4-point play opportunity for the freshman. She had been a bit quiet as of late, but now the crowd gets up for her.
Wow. We called it. We did call a 4-point play today.
We'll see if she can complete it.
One shot. Olivia Salvaggio.
That is Mulkey's third foul. 4-point play complete. One possession game. You do not want to lose Mulkey if you are TLU. She is such an impact player on the court.
Exactly. Not even from just a scoring standpoint, but a leadership standpoint. She's a senior that's been here for a while.
Picked up by Caceres. She puts it up. He'll get fouled and head to the line, but no and one.
Good pickpocket. Strong take. See what she can do for 2 at the line.
54-50. Oh man, it's games like these that get your heart racing up in the booth. Just the third quarter too. We have 10 more minutes to play after this quarter's over.
And then we're gonna have another great game after this with the men.
First one up, offline. 50-54. First year in a big situation. Takes a deep breath before this next shot. That one goes, 3-point game. Tigers not as aggressively up front as they were before. Quick whistle called.
I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like some of the whistles are a little fast, if not a little ticky-tacky today.
Caceres will be tagged with it. Second foul on her. 4 fouls committed by each team in this quarter, so no matter what happens next on the foul area, it's going to be directly sent to the charity stripe. Timmons trying to intercept it, just making it a bit more difficult for Santano to get it. Passes it back to Martinez. Santano going in, back out. Player is open, and she scores. Juliet Martinez, way too open for her own good. The pass is a bit errant. Salvaggio trying to save it, but it'll be picked up by the Bulldogs ultimately. It's a mishandle that you'd like back if you were the Tigers. Solis puts it up and in. That just seems like a height win for Solis.
Yeah, it's one of those where you can just kind of throw it up. She's a good enough player to find good position.
Pull-up jumper goes for Bailey Timmons. The 6-point gap. 4 for their last 4 from the floor are TLU. Less than a minute in the third. Spinning around is Sotelo, kicks it out. Now Santano driving in, headbutts.
Definite charge.
Yeah, that is a definite charge. She headbutted O'Rourke in the stomach.
Great recognition by Sky O'Rourke. I know she leaned in for a second, but thought better of herself, maintained that vertical position. Good job.
So turnover by TLU. The Tigers still have a shot clock, so TLU will, in theory, get another chance to get points in this quarter. Salvaggio, pass to Timmons. Timmons trying to work in, loses the ball. It'll be Bulldog ball. She's up to her feet as she fell down. The court, Juliana Tapia coming in. So another unclaimed opportunity by the Tigers. Bulldogs drive in, but kick back out to Martinez. Now to Jones. Jones drives in, trying to get it to Solis. She does, and she scores.
Right now, Solis is the cheat code.
And the buzzer sounds. End of the third quarter, Bulldogs take an even greater lead, 61-53. Right now, Annika, I think the problem for the Tigers is they are just having trouble slowing down the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
And then when they do, it seems like untimely turnovers are really biting them.
And I think if you're going to take this bite by bite, you really have to start on the defensive end, because offense is going to come off of defensive intensity. I don't know if Claire Hale is watching this right now, but she always mentioned, like, how do you eat an elephant? And it's always one bite at a time. So right now, TLU is the elephant, and they're really attacking hard. Feels like everything is going right for them, whether, you know, Trinity decides to stop the ball with a little double. You know, there's always a TLU player that's open in an opportune time, like we just saw right here. Even though there was a contest by Livy Savageau, the three-point line is just really looking good for them. But, I mean, it's going to start on the defensive end. You have to stop the ball. That's priority number one.
It seems like the TLU defense is really locked in. I mean, Savageau, ever since the first quarter, has gotten 2 shots off.
Yeah.
So they've been...
Hey, but one of those 2 really counted for 2 possessions because that was a 4-point play.
Tigers are on the court. Bulldogs are breaking their huddle. When they played in Seguin, Santana was not on the court for the Bulldogs. She was out for that game, but now on the court for this one. Just an extra piece of the puzzle that the Tigers need to contend with. Right now they'll need to find a way to make up this gap that they find themselves in. Need some shots to start falling. They're 3 for their last 3. Bulldogs are 5 for their last 5. Napoli gets the inbounds pass. And we're underway in the 4th quarter. Can the Tigers come back to win it? Minter's first shot doesn't go. Second chance, no good. Board by the Bulldogs. It's going to be Bulldog ball.
I know that Cameron Hill at the beginning of this season talked a lot about intention of plays, and although the intention of that play was really good, the outcome may not have been. It was a good backdoor cut by Kylie Minter. She got 2 attempts at it, but you really just have to convert. It comes down to that.
He called the game against TLU and Seguin a good barometer game to see where the Tigers were at. Quick drive and one. It is all Bulldogs right now in Calguard Gym. 3-point play opportunity. And the gap has increased to double digits. Angelina Sotelo to take the and one. And the Bulldogs keeping out Solis on the court. I think a smart decision because Solis has kind of been one of those players who can do no wrong, it seems.
No. She went 2 for 2 in the last couple minutes of that 3rd quarter.
Napoli working around. Savageau moves just a second before Napoli passes back to her.
Just a little bit of miscommunication. I think Savageau was trying to do a backdoor cut after her defender was playing a little high.
It's another turnover by the Tigers. 18 turnovers for them that have been turned into 26 points by the Bulldogs.
Wow. I think a lot of it, I mean, we talked about this whenever we were going down during halftime. It's not like there is a set defensive set for the Bulldogs. It's really instinctual. As soon as they see a Tiger head on offense turn the other way, they're attacking them as soon as possible.
That was a tough fall by Natalie Greenwood. And immediately, players and coaches are checking up on Natalie Greenwood.
That was a hard hit to the head. She'll get up slowly.
I think Greenwood will be coming off the court for a little while.
See athletic trainer Chris there. See if she's all right.
64-53.
So who's subbing in for her?
The mic is still on.
Ivy Meharry is going to step in for Natalie Greenwood, freshman out of, let me see, out of Dallas, Texas. 6'1", good to combat Solis.
11 points between Trinity and TLU. They get it in to Napoli. So we hope Natalie Greenwood is okay. Foul will be called quickly.
That was going to be an on the floor as Josie Napoli was going to give a little shuffle pass to Ivory Meharry.
Yes, that's me. Can you please turn the mic on? Minter throws it up. Taken in by Savageau. A bit of a contested pass, and her three is good.
Perfect.
Livy Savageau again.
It's what they need right now. Great recognition by the freshman. Her defender went under the screen. She pulled back.
The ball's loose, and foul's going to get called.
That's going to be their third. 2 more than they're going to head to the line. Exactly what you want to see if you're a Tiger right now. Stay aggressive. Get some pickpockets here and there.
And heading to the line quicker would be very advantageous for the Tigers. Chip away. That's what the Tigers want to see out of Savageau. Just getting more of those 3 opportunity looks.
And looking at her game at like a macro level, this is what you want to see towards the latter part of the season. You know, especially when you head off into the conference tournament. You know, potentially into games after that.
Coach Hill telling me that the last part of the schedule for the Tigers, TLU, Southwestern, St. Thomas, and Colorado. He said that they're blessed in a way because they don't have to re-up the intensity before conference tournament time because they have to be high intensity for these games.
Yeah.
Mulkey shoots, but offline. Savageau throws it over to Napoli, gets it to Timmons. Heads up plays by the Tigers, but the shot doesn't go. Again, it's those little things keeping the Tigers down right now. Solis,
wow,
it's just easy for her.
Her last 3 buckets have come off that little left block. And her teammates are just great at finding her.
Savageau, 3 is up. No good, almost.
Felt like a little Jacob Harvey moment.
You report that Greenwood is back on the bench.
She's looking to check in too. She's headed to the scores table. Assistant coach John Franklin talking with her a little bit.
Solis has the ball, can't score the first own rebound, and she'll head to the line. Trinity right now is just having a difficult time handling Zaria Solis. .6'3" out of Burnett, Texas.
She'll come back in for Ivy Meharry. Glad to see that she's okay after taking a pretty hard hit.
.10 gap. It'll remain a 10-point gap for now. Tigers need these to not go in. Second free throw is good. Trinity is having a tough time really making up this deficit. They're down by more than that they started with in this 4th quarter. St. Laurent back on for TLU. These 2 teams.
Wow.
Foul quickly called. Off the ball, Natalie Greenwood.
I didn't know how much of a moving screen that particularly was. I thought she was going to roll pretty quickly.
These 2 teams are very close to just being locks in for the conference tournament. TLU is a lock. They will be heading to Dallas no matter what happens at this point. They're looking to clinch the division and get the bye.
Oof.
Good block by Greenwood. St. Laurent denied by Natalie Greenwood. Foul's going to get called.
They're going to call the charge on Bailey Timmons. Wow.
And nothing can go right for the Tigers right now. And the Tigers are really pleading their case.
We're going to see the replay right here. Little shuffle pass. Wow. I would say that's kind of a, I don't know. I don't even know what to say that. I think she anticipated, I don't know who's the one that took the charge.
Right now, Timmons has yet to get up.
I think it's a knock the air out of her moment right now.
The officials talking a little bit. I don't see them reversing this call, though.
I don't see it either.
So another turnover by the Tigers. 2-minute scoring drought as well. So some insult to injury. TLU seems to be on the verge of running away with it right now. A score here would be really indicative of that trend. Centeno gets the precision pass. And that about sums up how that possession went. Juliana Tapia gets the points, breaking through 2 Tiger defenders to get that pass.
And a flip up in the air, which I had no idea had any trajectory on it.
And one for the Tigers. They're going to need this 3-point play to happen. 6 minutes left, but with how the Bulldogs have been playing, every second counts.
Looks like Skyworks going to enter for Bailey Timmons.
And tough times for Kaylee Mulkey. That's her 4th foul. She'll head back to the bench, I'm sure for a break glass in case of emergency scenario. TLU really does not want to lose her presence. 69-59. Trinity looking for a stop. TLU looking to add some more pressure. Tapia throwing it up for St. Laurent.
They're going to call it jump, yeah.
Jump ball. It'll stay Bulldog ball. St. Laurent not having as much luck as Solis has been having when she was on the floor.
No. You see that replay of that. I don't know which replay this. Yeah, this is going to be the replay of the jump.
Bulldogs in possession of the ball. Martinez gets it into St. Laurent. She's being ambushed. Shot is up and shot clock goes off. Tigers on the move. And Napoli just gets the ball stripped away from her. Savaggio had a bit of an open look. Bulldogs back on the other side. Again, another turnover by the Tigers. 21 now. St. Laurent kicks it out. Deep 3, no good.
Headed into the 5-minute mark.
Whistle blown.
It's going to be on number 22. Sure, she was fighting position with Natalie Greenwood. That's going to be on St. Laurent.
Zaria Solis will head back on alongside Callista Perez. Tigers are the ones to inbound it. Solis has been a tremendous presence for the Bulldogs. Yeah, I heard the buzzer go off. So somebody at the scorer's table hit the buzzer too early. So we'll have to reset that play. Everyone's getting set back up again as we have this small break.
Yeah, they're going to go check to see what's going to go on with the clock. I don't know if any time went off on the shot clock per se, or if any time went off on the regulation time clock. But they reviewed it.
So there is going to be a review. So we're looking at time of the clock on the foul. So 69-59 as we wait. Hey guys, can you hear me? They need replay, so show them the replay. They're checking the time on the foul.
I don't know if you can see in the top right of your screen. We have some Trinity band members. They don't usually come out, but I'm happy to see that they're here for this good weekend for Stash Friday.
That's
I saw some of the Is it called Stashy Friday? Is
Yeah,
that what it's-
Stashy Friday.
And I'm just butchering this name. I saw some of the players come out for halftime as they were warming up, and some of them have lackluster mustaches.
Got some solid mustaches over the years, though.
I
Friday.
judge every mustache that comes across my way because my father literally looks like the Hispanic Tom Selleck, and that man has a rad mustache. So I judge him against everybody. But there's some good stashes on the team. I know last year Nate had a really good mustache. What are they saying in the control room, and why are you smiling?
Nothing. They're
Oh
saying
gosh.
nothing.
Oh gosh.
They're undoing their review.
Oh, they are.
Review is moot. So we're resetting the play. So everyone just kind of got a free timeout there.
Yeah.
Hopefully they enjoyed it.
5:10 remaining, 5:10 on the clock.
Oh, they added 6 seconds to the clock.
Oh, and now Greenwood's at the line.
Oh, yeah. That was TLU's 5th personal foul.
There we go.
So, okay. And really rough day from the charity stripe. They get 10 for 17 on the day.
It's at a 9-point game. Still lots of time on the clock, but just got to make sure they get some stops.
Yeah, that's the big question right now. Martinez hands it back to Sensano. She's trying to drive in. A good pass to Solis. Her shot's up. It bounces in. How
Oh
long
my
did that
gosh.
one stay up for? I don't know, but it went in, and that's all that matters.
Wow.
Solis quickly has 13 points for herself. Little reverse layup for Josie Napoli goes. And if I'm TLU, I mean, I'm kind of just inclined to hand it to Solis and just
Let her work.
work it until it stops working. Solis gets the strong pass inside. Now back out Perez to Jones. Back out. Now driving in. Sensano scores.
Wow. That was against 3 players. I think Patterson is going to end up calling a timeout.
So at the media timeout, we are going to hand it down to Caleb Reed. Caleb, what are we seeing near the end?
Well, not only are we seeing some really physical defense here by Texas Lutheran, there have been a couple of Trinity players that got banged up. Of course, Natalie Greenwood, you guys saw her coming right back out. She did have a quick little concussion test, as of course is required whenever you get quite a big hit to the head. Completely passed it with flying colors, was able to come back after a couple minutes. She does have a pretty big goose egg right on about the right side of her forehead, so she's definitely going to be feeling that one tonight. But in terms of the team, during the quarter break, I got to listen to Coach Cameron Hill kind of talk to the team. He said, guys, we've got to compete on the rebounds. They are sending 5 every single time to the glass. We need to start fighting it down low. Also, whenever the team is going outside, he said, guys, make sure you shoot with confidence, play fast, but don't get rushed. Compete, and as soon as you guys get the ball, be ready to shoot. Trinity's definitely going to need some outside shooting if they want any chance of coming back in this one, guys.
Thank you, Caleb. Daria Solis seeing the volleyball player on the basketball team. Something that I enjoy seeing. TLU has kind of had that spot for the entirety that I've been here at Trinity. Last year it was Denise Merrig, volleyball and basketball player.
Yeah.
A couple of dual sport athletes in the SCAC. John Adrian Dioli, football and baseball player for Trinity. Minter shot up, foul will be called. She lands on the foot of the official, but the official was very sturdy.
I know. I think Caleb kind of hit the nail right on the head when he talked about Cameron Hill's comments about fast and in control. You have to play fast because there's 4 minutes left on the clock, but you have to maintain, possession of the ball and control of the ball. We're leading, obviously we can see on the screen right now, 21-13, a stat that you do not want to be leading in by any means. But obviously you can control the ball. You can force some turnovers. You can see some baskets, go through the hoop if you can get to the line too, because you are in bonus. I don't know. I mean, anything is possible. They can completely flip the script within these next 4 minutes.
When I asked Coach Hill about the scheduling quirk where we're playing the same group of teams in back-to-back weeks, he told me that's really interesting because NBA back in the day was series.
Yeah.
So he finds it a very interesting way to study the game. Of course, Coach Hill related to NBA.
Bob Hill, NBA former Spurs head coach.
Before Pop.
Before Pop, yeah. He's actually sitting up here. You probably won't be able to see him in your screen. He's sitting to the left of us up here in the box.
Yeah, he usually shows up for most, if not every game.
I think Cameron Hill's parents got relocated here to San Antonio. I think they have a home somewhere up north as well. But who doesn't want to be in the beautiful San Antonio when we only have winter for about a month? And I'm so over this cold weather. To anybody that's not here, it's misty right now. It was in the 40s today. It was kind of icky. I mean, Texans are going to complain about everything. But it was too cold for me. It was too cold.
I walked out Tuesday or Wednesday. I looked at my weather. I'm 39 degrees. I'm like, what?
Well, next Thursday, it's supposed to hit to 28. And, I'm just over it.
Just be thankful we're not baseball, who's starting their season today against Austin College.
I know.
We're an indoor sport.
Yes, that's what my parents told me to do. They're like, we're not doing track. We're kind of over it. It's outdoors and it's hot, especially in South Texas. They're like, maybe look at volleyball. They're like, no, basketball's pretty good. We get to stay inside all day.
So another split trip from the charity stripe, but it's going to be Tiger ball. So fortunate break for Trinity as they just keep going Dutch at the charity stripe. Minter looking for an open player, finds Napoli. Napoli drives in, gets it to Savageau. Her three is up, but off the mark just a little bit. Daria Solis looking around, gets it to Sotelo. Minter up against Sotelo, now with Jones. Things are slowing down. Mulkey, who has 5 fouls, launches it into Solis. It's up and in. Solis, 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 Solis. That has been all that we've called for TLU for the past couple of minutes, it feels like. Sky O'Rourke, her shot doesn't go. It's contested. It's saved and in the hands of Sotelo. The tenacity of the Bulldogs knows no bounds. A couple of players looking to check in for the Tigers. Bailey Timmons and Elaine King at the scorer's table. Under 3 minutes left in the game. And TLU is slowing things down. Under 10 seconds. Mulkey, shot is up. No good. And it's going to be Tiger ball. Trinity starting to get close to desperate measures now. TLU 3 for their last 3. Solis with 15 points, 8 rebounds. When she checked in,
I think she only had 4 at the half.
Yeah, she has been a much bigger presence in the second half than she was in the first. Kind of been the wrench thrown into the works. Martinez gets it to Solis. Will she do it again? Yes, she does.
Yeah. She really is their cheat code today.
Who can stop Zaria Solis right now? The Tigers are still trying to figure that one out. They get it to Napoli. Corner 3 is up, no good. Thrown back out. Napoli drives in. Short jumper, no good. The Tigers are being plagued by a cold front right now. No shots have gone in for the Tigers in about 2.5 minutes. That one doesn't go, and offensive board by Solis. And we're slowing things down again. Ball is loose, taken away by the Tigers. You have to imagine you need some points. You need any points now. No foul called. Napoli will shoot a 3, and it goes. 11-point gap. Tigers need to get a quick takeaway. Right now, is questionable whether there's enough time to make this comeback. The Bulldogs dissect the Tiger defense.
It seems like they're probably just going to run out the clock, see how many possessions they can really get out of it. Maximum, I see about 2.5.
The Tigers are not fouling. Martinez drives in, tries a little underhand, hits it off the bottom of the backboard. Savaggio drives, gets it to Minter, quick three, no good. Right into the hands of Sotelo. And now the foul comes. Or a timeout will be called, rather. 11-point gap. And it kind of looks like the writing is on the wall for this game. The Tigers, for kind of a down year in Tiger program standards, but still a very good team. The problem for Trinity this year is the 5 other teams that are going to be making this conference tournament, they have gotten 1 win against those teams, and that was against Ozarks. They lost twice to McMurray. It looks like they're going to lose twice to TLU. And they've yet to play St. Thomas and Colorado College, who are not going to be any easier.
No, it's not a cakewalk.
Trinity gets in, which they are likely to. Technically, Concordia is the only ones who have a shot at overtaking the Tigers, but everything would have to go wrong for Trinity, and everything would have to go right for Concordia for that to happen. The Tigers would likely take on St. Thomas, who they're seeing next weekend. But this group of teams in the SCAC, TLU, McMurray, and Colorado College, they've been the Titans. They all have chances for at-large bids as well. So that could be a very big multi-bid league this year. Foul's going to get called.
That's going to put them at the line. They'll be number 5.
It'll be Angelina Sotelo to shoot what are likely going to be the final free throws of the game. Applause from the TLU faithful who made the trip. First point goes. Perfect trip from the charity stripe.
We'll see the end of this. 15 seconds left in the game.
Jalen Martin on the court for the Tigers. Scott looking around. Gets it to O'Rourke, 10 seconds left. She'll drive in, kick it back out. Now to Caceres. To Martin. Pass, pass, pass. That shot doesn't go. The Bulldogs save it. Time will end. And that's it. TLU gets a key win in Calgard Gym, 79-66 over the Tigers.
I can't remember the last time they won here in Calgard.
It had been since 2018 to 2019 since they won any game against Trinity, period.
Yeah.
And I think they won twice that year. So TLU gets the Valentine's Day date with the win column. Tigers have their hearts broken. Join us tomorrow for the women's game against Southwestern. It'll be senior night. We'll honor Josie Napoli and Bailey Timmons. We will run you through some of the stats of this game. Livy Savaggio, 17 points, led all Tigers. 5 for 8 from downtown. Great performance from the freshman. Josie Napoli with 15 and Kylie Minter with 11. We went 8 for 22 from beyond the arc. In terms of rebounds, Natalie Greenwood had 11. She was a huge presence, crashing the boards. So good job on her. Only 9 assists for the Tigers. Very low for this team, whose averages normally 16 or 17 a game. Meanwhile, for the Bulldogs, Zaria Solis and Kaylee Mulkey, 17 points each. They dominated. Angelina Sotelo, 12 points, 8 assists. 20 assists for the Bulldogs overall. Excellent game for the Bulldogs all around.
It was. They were clicking on all cylinders. Even when one player would go out potentially for foul trouble like Mulkey did, somebody else would obviously come back in. Solis had a big second half and really just rallied them together.
Well, Bulldogs fans, TLU will be on the road still. They'll head to Kerrville to take on Schreiner. February 14th, that tip will be at 4 o'clock, so tune in on Flow Sports if you want to see that one. But for everyone else, stay tuned, including you Bulldogs fans, because we'll have the men's edition of TLU versus Trinity in about 25 minutes. So tune in on the stream that will go up in just a quick minute. For Annika Science and everybody in the control room, I've been Reed Rosales for the women's edition. Please join us for the men's in 25 minutes.